All right, man. Let me get into my Gator. I'm gonna get my whips out of the way first, man. You know, Antonio Carter was the one yesterday. I had him penciled in the class. I ain't gonna lie to you. If he would have made it to campus, because he's from Florida, if he would have made it to campus for the visit, I liked our chances,
Where's he
man.
from?
He,
He's
I'm
he's
forgetting,
living like up north now, right?
Rhode Island.
That's right.
Yeah, he's a Rhode Island transfer. I'm forgetting. I think he's from the Orlando area.
Oh, really? Okay.
He's within an hour within the city, man. So it was going to be a close one. He visited Notre Dame right before he was about to visit LSU. He had LSU supposed to be on campus actually yesterday and today at LSU, and was supposed to arrive at the University of Florida tomorrow on Monday. We started getting whispers behind the scene that he never showed up to LSU. So I'm just like, I ain't thinking it's Notre Dame. I'm like, all right, shit. Well, we really cooking here. You know what I'm saying? He canceled Kentucky when we offered. So I was just like, all right. And then he had an article. He reached out to On Three, Corey Bender, and those guys, and said Florida was his dream school, and it would be a thing to come back home. You know what I'm saying? Maybe in the cards. So I'm just like, he canceled LSU. I'm thinking that's my biggest threat. So I'm just like, all right, no LSU. This, last visit, we about to vibe out. I'm at the studio yesterday kicking with these boys, and I'm wondering why I'm getting notifications as we're leaving. And I see, man, Irish kept recruiting. Irish landed his commitment after he left that visit. And I said this previous shows, when I get a transfer on campus, I want to close right then, or I don't feel good.
Yeah.
If a transfer leaves me, he's going to another campus to check out some stuff. I feel okay, but I don't really feel that great about where I'm at in his recruitment. So Notre Dame kept recruiting, and he never got to our campus. And a lot of his reading the post commit articles, of course, chart had a lot to do with it. I thought we needed him at safety. While I'm high on Miguel Mitchell, we brought in R.J. Moten from Michigan. The room's full, and I like my freshman class, Castleton and all those guys, and Thornton. They all sound like they're making strides in spring. I expect both of those guys to play early, even if it's just special teams. Um, Kamari Wilson is a guy that I think may be shifted to linebacker. So that's why I wanted this get Antonio Carter more than maybe some other guys, because just hearing behind the scenes, there may be a shift in what Kamari Wilson, what he brings to the table, and where they may put him at position wise. I wanted maybe a veteran guy to come in and give my freshmen some more time, to adjust to the collegiate level. But we'll see where we at with it. There's a safety out of Louisiana Monroe, one of Billy's old guys. We'll see if we can get into his recruitment. He's a smaller. He's not
Yeah,
as
he's like
big as
5'9", right?
He's
Yeah.
5'9".
Yeah.
One of the
I know
most
you're talking
productive
about.
guys. Highest PFF score as a safety in the portal. But he's one of those smaller guys that Billy brought on at Louisiana at the time for a walk on. But right now he's graded out as one of the best players on the team. So that's a possibility. I don't know if we formally offer him, trying to get him on campus, where we at with it. But I still wouldn't mind adding a veteran safety into that room just to give my freshmen some time to transition to the collegiate game. So I thought that was a whiff for me. Right now, my safety room, like I said, is Bryce Thornton, Jordan Castell. Both of those guys are freshmen. Miguel Mitchell's the guy that I got that I think is the best in the room. Before R.J. Moten. Right now, R.J. Moten, like I said, he's the most experienced guy. That was a good get in the portal. I think it's going to solidify some things. But and the other guy in the safety room was Jamarcus Weston, a position change from wide receiver. So a big miss. I'm not going to make light of it, but just because I know the vision of the room. And it's not detrimental, but would have solidified some things. I was going to talk a little greasy about my secondary if we could have got him. Love this film. We did land an offensive lineman in the portal, LYNDELL Hudson Jr. This is a guy that transferred from FIU to USF in the transfer portal, but didn't actually make it to campus yet. So he was still in limbo, a guy that we could still recruit. He hadn't signed anything. So after the Josh Simmons miss, the guy from San Diego State that ended up committing to somewhere else. So this was a good uh, I want to call it, because that's what everybody's saying, deaf piece, but this is a guy that got 1 year. And at the position he's playing, he played tackle. We're bringing him in as a right tackle. We brought in Keontae Goodwin from Kentucky and Damian George from Alabama. Those two guys were competing for in the spring. I think he joins that mix. I know both of those guys, especially Damian George, is a guy that can slide inside and play some guard as well. So a good piece. He could be a starter. I'm not gonna call him a deaf piece or anything like that. We're bringing in guys. We'll see what Michael Mazuka, he missed spring. The Baylor transfer because of an injury. We'll see where he at when camp kicks back off. But much needed piece. Do like his wingspan. He got 22 starts at FIU. Clearly, he was transferring to USF to anchor down their tackles position. Good get, good find. To find a guy that signed and committed somewhere, but not actually solidified. Let's get into some high school recruiting, man. Jamari Howard decommitted from Michigan State. I know we've been talking about his recruiting a lot on this show.
Oh yeah, I meant to mention that too. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
right.
he decommitted from Mel Tucker and the guys out there. We've been waiting on that a little bit, and it finally happened. He has an official visit set up with Florida for June 2nd. Right now, our big weekend when PJ DJ flying into town. He'll be there that weekend. But what you guys say? I know it's a big three battle for him. Let's check in.
No, I think it's
Big two battle.
yeah, I think it's a big two battle FSU and Florida. I think they're trying to schedule him for the official visit for later in that month. But yeah, I think it's a big two battle.
Four-star linebacker Jamonte Waller, one of our top defensive targets. He narrowed his list to 10 Saturday. Us, Alabama, Auburn, Georgia, LSU, Mississippi State, Ole Miss, Penn State, Tennessee, and Texas A&M. He's going to official visit us June 16th. His other official visits he'll be going to Auburn on June 2nd, Penn State on June 9th, and Georgia on June 23rd. That should be an interesting recruitment to follow. I like our linebacker room right now. We got two elite guys. We could take our time and be a little picky with the third. We'll see where we at with it, but Jay Bateman is in his bag. We just also made an offer this week. I thought it was a good move. We're a little early on this. Mainland out of Daytona, they got 3 killers out there. Right now, we're the only program to offer all 3 of these guys. Isaiah Shine with the ladies that we offered, 6'2", 180-pound athlete they got him as. We're recruiting him as defensive back. Right now, the only offers, his major Power 5 offers are Ole Miss, Kentucky, Maryland, Oregon State, West Virginia, Iowa State, Georgia Tech, and now us. He's teammates with Zay Mincy and defensive back Zay Mincy and defensive lineman L.J. McCray. I know the big 3 are recruiting all 3 of these guys. We're the only program right now. I think we leave for Zay Mincy. Think L.J. McCray is a guy that's going to come down to Florida State, another big 2 battle. We'll see where we at with that one. But right now, we're the only program. I think that's a good move. I think, if we could get one, it could be a domino effect there a little bit. But I would love to get all 3 of those guys. Whenever you could get a bunch of guys from a good program like Mainland, a good groups of guys like that, and they're all talented, you're not just giving away offers to land the other kid. That's just good stuff for the program. So we'll see what we have in their recruitment.
Shout out to my boy Travis Rowland, man, the mainland head coach, man. We had him on the show a little while ago. So shout out to Trav.
Speaking of DB, let me just talk about that DB board because Jordan Pride did commit to Texas A&M. We talked about him on this show as well. So safety, I think we're bringing in 3 this cycle. We brought in 3 or 4 last cycle, so this is a year. We already have Fiasame, Xavier Fiasame, 5-star defensive back out of Texas, originally from Orlando, but we have him committed. Zay Mincy is a top 5 safety in the country. I think we lead for him right now, so we could possibly have 2 top 5 safeties in the country. That third spot, I wanted Jordan Pride for that, but he made his way out to Jimbo in Texas A&M. Would have loved to have 3 guys in the top 10 safeties in the country. That's an incredible room. But we get 2 top 5. The rest of that room is the Justin Denson kid out of Rhode Island. We spoke about him, 6'2", rangy guy, plays a little corner, plays a little safety, super athletic. Alabama, Notre Dame, Ole Miss, Oklahoma, Michigan State, Kentucky, Penn State. Some schools that enter his recruiting, so it's getting a little murky. He's trying to settle. He said we lead, and he's setting up a visit for June. Hopefully it's the 2nd when we got PJ DJ on campus. We'll see what's up with it. But I like him at safety. Marquavius Saber. And this is a guy that my man Grimes hit me up about a couple months ago, saying that the kid not committed. He didn't say that. Saying the kid visited and he was feeling Florida a lot, like Corey Raymond. And that's when I got hip to who he was. And I was trying to figure out the safety board, seeing where he was at on it. Just speaking to the staff lately, after the Jordan Pride thing, I think right now he has a committable offer. We'll see where we at with it. And he's a guy I think is going to skyrocket a little bit. But right now, the competition is Ole Miss, Kentucky, Missouri, Arkansas, Mississippi State, and Indiana. That's what I got for my safety board right now. We'll see where we at with it after the summer. But that third position, I think, is between Marquavius Saber and Justin Denson. Mario Carver, just speaking of just guys that have offers, Mario Carver has a not somewhat of a commendable offer. We lead for him right now, and I think we can get him to pull the trigger when we want to. But he himself said that we lead, but Auburn is pressing more, so that may shift. I know our wide receiver board is nationwide. With a quarterback like DJ Lagway, you got to survey the entire land and try to get the best receivers you can for that arm. So when it's all said and done, I don't think Mario Carver makes this class. I think he ends up at Auburn.